The idea of Nagaloka was established in the mid-90s as a training centre. After Dr Amberdkar's the anniversary of his centenary in 1991, interest spread all over India among scheduled castes and other discriminated groups in him. But we just couldn't go everywhere. So we decided to set up this training institute here to invite people from different parts of India to come and train with us for some time and then go back and share what they've learned from 24 different states, which is virtually all over India. All this is a manifestation of Trirana work. I'm a member of the advisory body of INEB, International Network of Engaged Buddhists. We had an INEB conference here 11 years ago, 2005. We've been talking about having another conference here and bringing together East and West. So the 60th anniversary of the conversion seemed a very appropriate time.
In a way, rather like King Ashoka's conversion to Buddhism and the effect it had on Buddhism in India. So also Dr Ambedkar's conversion again has its incredible effect on the whole society of India. So well done, Dr. Ambedkar.
Baba Ambedkar in India has become a kind of a symbol of, I could say, social, economic and political democracy. See that there are many movements running in this country, social movements, political movements, environmental movements, women rights movement. You will see that Dr. Baba Ambedkar has become a sort of a symbol of that resistance towards the establishment. You see,
conference is on social engagement and liberation. Dr. Ambedkar really had a very subtle and complete understanding of the intertwining of social action, social engagement, and liberation.
And he talked about the Sangha as practicing true democracy 2,500 years ago. He talked about learning liberty, equality, fraternity, not from the French Revolution, but from his master, the Buddha.
The idea was to explore that, to draw together participants from around India, but also from around Asia and the West, and explore our common practice and our common directions and the diversity of that as well, and touching into Baba Saheb Ambedkar's teaching as we were going along. Looking first at questions of empowerment, then at sort of breaking down barriers between people and between communities. We're looking at matters of governance through a Dhammic lens.
Where the first 7 hours are dedicated to not to believe in God.
And these are a fascinating trio because they sort of represent, if you like, Dhamma's empowerment, personal, then the breaking down barriers, the sort of attitude to others, and then Dhamma as governance, the way we organize ourselves, from the family to the nation. So the three major aspects of life. And of course they correspond roughly to liberty, equality, fraternity. We had a brief introduction to the day, refuges and precepts. But then we'd have 3 lectures or 4 lectures, tea, 2 lectures, or 20 minutes each was the norm. Then in the afternoon we'd had discussion groups for an hour and a half. And we had 2 facilitators for each, one a local Indian and one someone from abroad. And in a sense this was the most important part of the program because it's how we engage with what we hear, to my mind, is the most important thing. And that's what we go away with. Yeah? And apparently most of the groups were quite stimulating. And then after that, for an hour and a half, we have a panel discussion. So some of the questions that come out of that group go to the panel chairman, and the panel consists of the speakers in the morning. We see what they come up with. The first evening of the conference, we had Savi Savarkar, who's the most famous Buddhist Ambedkarite painter, a very, very dramatic and very close friend of ours. So we had a small exhibition of his. In the evening, a concert by a violinist, one of the leading Buddhist classical musicians, and perhaps the first who achieved such prominence, and from Nagpur, and a very close friend of ours.
If this moral revolution is to take place, if there is to be a transformation in attitudes, fundamental ideas about life, and in moral perspective, then there needs to be an agent of that change, of that moral revolution. It's not going to happen by itself.
Everyone, after all, are practicing the same, the Dharma, Buddha Sangha Dharma. They also practice a lot of compassion, and we also do like that, and we also thinking of to help others, and they also doing that. And so I feel that Buddha in the many form, you know, Buddha came in the many form.
It's Sangha that is the agent of that moral revolution. Sangha we define as the community of all who go for refuge to the three jewels. Fundamentally, it consists of every man, every woman who commits themselves to practicing the Dhamma in harmony with others in order to move towards enlightenment.
What comes out of it, I'm not sure. You know, that remains to be seen. What comes out of it is often just deepened relationships, which means a greater ability for people to work together. And that, I think, is going to happen. And I often see that from people who come here, because there's something unique happening here.